So here we are at the Carhartt College Bassmaster National Championship, walking up on stage with a bag full of fish. But how did we get to where we are right now? To tell you that story, we're going to have to back up a little bit here. So the road to the College Fishing National Championship actually started back in May of 2017 when I fished my first ever College Open, and it was on Cherokee Lake. So qualifying for the Bassmaster National Championship has been my dream ever since I've watched guys like Jordan Lee and Matt Lee raise that trophy and actually make it through the bracket to the Bassmaster Classic. It's something that I've wanted to do since I was young, ever since I started tournament fishing back when I was about 14 years old. So Cherokee Lake, my first ever Bassmaster Open tournament, and it did not go so well. After day 2, we did not make that top 10% threshold to make the Bassmaster National Championship. So my junior year of college, first chance I ever had, and we did not make it. I only fished one tournament, but we did not advance to the National Championship. So 2018 rolls around and it's my senior year of college. It's my last chance to fish these college tournaments. Aaron, Denny, and I decided to go all out. We're fishing every single one of these college Bassmaster Opens in an attempt to make this College Bass Fishing National Championship. So the first tournament of the year is at Lake Norman in North Carolina, and we show up feeling really good for this tournament, but right off the bat we're having a ton of boat issues. We end up losing a ton of pre-fishing time, and we don't do so good in the tournament. We finish about middle of the pack. We do not make the National Championship. So that just makes us hungrier for the next one. So tournament number 2 rolls around. It's on Smith Lake in Alabama, and even more hurdles to overcome because Aaron has work, he can't get out of it, and I end up going down there to practice alone. So I'm down there pre-fishing by myself, and I have 2 of the worst practice days that I've ever had in my entire life. Find absolutely nothing, and pretty much have nothing going into the tournament except for the last day of practice. Something clicked, and we found some fish, and things started to look like they might go our way. So we had a solid day 1, we had almost 12 pounds of spotted bass, and we were sitting in 49th place or something like that, 51st place. We're feeling good going into day 2. We know that we need to make that top 25 cut if we want to make it to the National Championship, which is where we're trying to go.
It's a giant, dude. It's a giant. Okay, about the 5th cast of the day, just caught a solid 4-pound spot.
And so, day 2 of the tournament, everything falls into place. We absolutely destroy bass. We caught like 15, 20 keepers, and we managed to squeak not only into the National Championship, but into the top 12 cut. If you guys have watched that video series, definitely recommend it. But we make the 3rd day of fishing, even more than we were shooting for, and we actually end up weighing the heaviest bag of the tournament on the 3rd day of the tournament with 21 pounds and 4 ounces of spotted bass. So we accomplished our goal. We were headed to the National Championship. So that's pretty much how we got to where we are now. It only took us 2 tournaments this year. We actually did double qualify down at Bull Shoals. We fished it for fun, but the primary goal was we wanted to qualify for the Bassmaster College National Championship, and that's where we are headed right now, to Lake Chickamauga, the Big Bass Factory, to try to go get it done. So without further ado, follow me on this crazy journey to the Bassmaster College National Championship. It was like a 5 or 6 day adventure of us practicing and fishing in pretty much the biggest stage that you could reach in college fishing, unless you are one of the lucky ones that makes that bracket and goes all the way to the Bassmaster Classic. So let's go, guys. Okay, so Aaron and I are officially on our way to the College Bassmaster National Championship, fishing Lake Chickamauga for some giant bass, and we have absolutely no idea what we're gonna do down there, but we're gonna try to find 15 giant bass and make it to the last day, and hopefully find our way into the bracket, top 4, but no idea how that's going to go down. There's a lot of southern teams that have some ledge fishing expertise on this lake, and we have absolutely no idea what we're doing. So it's going to be a very interesting tournament. We're going to give it our all, and hopefully you guys enjoy this little video series. So Aaron and I have obviously both done some research before going down to Chickamauga, but I'm sitting here reading some articles, kind of messing around, and I just ran across this article. It's from the spring, not gonna really help us. It's from March, or May, of these guys that caught 42 pounds of bass. So for one, there's absolute giant bass in Chickamauga. If you guys have never heard of the lake, and don't know what's going on here, but we're going down to one of the biggest bass factories in all of the United States. And it's gonna be absolutely insane. If we hook one of these giant fish, you guys know how hyped I get. I'm going to lose my freaking mind. If we hook a fish like 7, 8 pounds, especially in the tournament, it's game over. But I'm reading this, and they weighed in 42 pounds. Second place was 25 pounds, a giant bag. But I was sitting there doing the math in my head. I'm like, they literally beat them by 17 freaking pounds, and that's what's possible in this league. Some team's gonna possibly pull away on the first day. Someone could catch an unreal bag like that and just blow the field away. So this is going to be one of the most absurd tournaments that I've ever fished in my life, because I have absolutely no idea what it's gonna take to make the 12 cut or anything. I have absolutely no idea. Like, everything in my brain is just going crazy right now, thinking about how we're gonna catch these fish, how much weight we're gonna need, and how big of a bass I'm gonna be able to catch off one of these Tennessee River ledges. But we're about 6-7 hours out probably from Tennessee. In conjunction with this video, I'm filming a mystery tackle box video. We're fishing a bunch of random ponds and lakes on the way down here too, so check out the MTB channel. It should be pretty cool, but I'm just blown away by the amount of weight that it's gonna take to do well in this tournament. So hopefully you guys stay tuned here. Hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, because this is gonna be a wild ride at the Bass Fishing College Bassmaster National Championship. So it's about an 11-hour drive. It's pretty much a sunrise to sunset kind of drive. So we leave early in the morning and we do not reach the house until late that night. So we roll in super late on Sunday and we start prepping our tackle and getting ready for our first day of official practice. So we are currently filling up the boat for the first day of the College Bassmaster National Championship practice day. So we have to go find some big old bass. We're doing some Tennessee ledge fishing, and we're definitely out of our element. It's not quite like fishing back home in Michigan, and I don't know how this is gonna go, but I poured over the maps last night and marked a ton of juicy looking ledges. So we're gonna go check them out, do some graphing, do some fishing, try to find some big old fish. So stay tuned, guys, because this is where our journey starts. This is where it all begins. We gotta find the fish, and then we gotta go catch them in the tournament. So stay tuned, guys. Let's go find some absolute giant Chickamauga bass. Let's go get them. We are officially on the water for the first day of practice at Lake Chickamauga. Headed to our first spot. We're gonna check out some ledges, like I said, and try to find some of those big offshore bass. So stay tuned, guys. We're probably gonna be doing a lot of graphing today, so I don't know how much fishing we're gonna do. I don't know if we're gonna catch any. I'm gonna try to catch my first Lake Chickamauga bass today. That is the goal, that is the plan. Got the trusty jig on deck. First Chickamauga Lake cast. So we pull up to our first spot on the main river and we start fishing, and we start fishing, and we start fishing. Everything looks good. We feel like we're in the zone. We're fishing a little kind of divot off of the main river ledge, and nothing. So we keep running from ledge to ledge to ledge, and still nothing. But in the meantime, we actually sent down 2 teams to the Bassmaster College National Championship, and the other team decided to take 2 separate boats. And Lucas Murphy is also out there practicing by himself, and he starts finding some of these fish on some of these deeper ledges.
I got a ledge bass.
So Lucas kind of starts piecing together a little bit of a pattern. He's got some of those secondary ledges. He's kind of fishing those secondary creek arms. He's finding fish a little bit deeper, and things are starting to come together for them. In the meantime, Aaron and I still have caught absolutely nothing. It's about midday. We've been on Chickamauga for hours and hours, and we have not got a single sniff of our baits. So Aaron and I talked, and we're like, you know what? Let's go fish some docks. Let's try to just get a bite, try to get a fish in the boat, get the skunk out, and, you know, just we wanted to catch a bass. We wanted to see what was going on, because at the time, you know, we haven't got a bite yet in Chickamauga, where our heads are starting to spin. So we move up shallow, and the very first row of docks that we fish, these fish start schooling like we've never seen before. And this is where things start to get a little bit crazy. Whoa, see, that was like a slurp, you know? Yeah, look, stuff's like busting right there. What? Stuff is like busting right in front of us. There's bass busting in front of us right now. Where's my, dude, where's my jig? Smooth. Like 5 things literally just busted. You're blind. Bass, too. Something literally just slurped like 5 shad off the surface, though. Got him. He's got something giant. Got something big. I just want to see what this is. I feel like it's not a bass. It is a bass, dude. It's a bass. A Chickamauga bass. Oh, I got 2 of them. I got 2 freaking bass on. Are you kidding me? On a jerkbait, one just came off. No. Oh my gosh. Dude. Oh, are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? Did you see that? I hope I got that on camera. Hope it like saw both of the bass on there. That was the first time I've ever had that happen in my entire life, dude. That is my first Lake Chickamauga bass, and I don't even think it's a keeper, guys. I think the bigger one actually got off. The bigger one was probably barely a keeper, and this one's probably just barely under a keeper. Probably 14.5 incher, but we've been out here for freaking hours and hours and hours, not seeing anything, and I literally just saw bass start blowing up everywhere, and this dude smoked it. All right, so that actually might be a keeper. That might be a very small keeper. She's actually probably right at that 15-inch mark, but literally had 2 fish on. The slightly bigger one got off, and they were schooling up hardcore right here. I don't know what was going on. So I casted my jerkbait out there, and I had 2 fish hooked up at the very same time, which I've never caught 2 fish at the same time, and I still haven't because that one got away. But needless to say, we found a little school of fish, and we saw these fish busting, and then we, you know, kind of went back through the area. We graphed all around. We saw fish everywhere on this spot, and this spot ends up becoming a very key piece to the pattern later on in the tournament. So definitely a good find, but that's pretty much all we had to go off of after day 1. So we packed it in. That's pretty much all we had to go off of after day 1 of fishing. We did not find that much, but we were pretty confident that day 2 we had a little bit better of a game plan. So we head over to the little college meet and greet thing that they had set up for us, and that is the cool thing about college fishing is they treat you guys like you're pros in this College Bassmaster National Championship. They have all these different little meet and greet things. They have seminars, stuff like that. You guys are going to see throughout the video, but the first night was a little meet and greet with the other college teams. We got to talk to some of the guys that were out on the water. It was definitely a tough day 1 for us, and luckily we had this nice free meal provided to us by Carhartt and some of the other Bassmaster sponsors, so that was super nice, and they had some live music there playing for us and stuff like that. But that was day 1. But yeah, thank you guys for watching the first episode of this little series here. This is the Carhartt College Bassmaster National Championship. Like I said, probably said it about 50 times, but I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I hope you guys are going to join me because there's going to be a full-blown video series, about 5 or 6 videos from this. I covered all of practice and all of the tournaments, so if you guys want to see what it's like to fish the Carhartt Bassmaster National Championship, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And that's pretty much it, but I will catch you guys in the next one.